This morning, Mayor Mike Bell closed the deal with Dashing Pacific, and now the Chinese investment group owns 69 acres of land along the Maumee River. But consider this. If Ohio's conservative Supreme Court rules that exigent circumstances was a legal way to take concessions, why would you need Senate Bill 5? You are positioning yourself in this race, you said it here tonight, as the fresh face, the representative of a generation that you say has to solve the problems that aren't being addressed by today's politicians. New at 11 tonight. All right, so you're driving around, you're getting really angry because that guy cut you off or that woman's driving too slow. Well, did you ever think that maybe it's you? His thinking, Mr. Council President, was that I have to represent 100% of the people. Not all of them are union members. And then send it out by rail or by ship. I want to show you a picture, sort of an overhead shot of two parcels of land here. The President and Republicans on Capitol Hill have agreed to extend the payroll tax cut. It's going to cost us $100 billion. But that's money that taxpayers get to keep. I love the blonde hair on the kids. I really think that's great. Yeah, congratulations to them. Hey, by the way, I took a sneak peek of the 7-day forecast. Back in a minute. A couple of gunmen are on the loose tonight. That story tops our news this evening. Thanks for joining us. 2 suspects remain on the loose after 2 men were shot in Springfield Township. Now, it happened at the Oakwood Gardens apartment complex off of McCord near Hill Avenue. 13 ABC's Jenna Lento has more on the story tonight. Jenna? New tonight, a plane crashed in Bowling Green this afternoon. Police say that Bradley Newman was trying to land at the Wood County Regional Airport when his landing gear locked up. He lost control, the landing gear snapped, but both the pilot and his passenger are okay tonight.
It's a weird year.
All right, we'll check in with you later, Bill. In Your Vote 2012 tonight, we're meeting another candidate in the 9th District congressional race. And tonight, a Republican who says he's just your average Joe, but who promises not to be just your average politician. It is a cold February morning, and a Republican candidate for Congress is knocking on doors. This candidate has talked politics before with then presidential candidate Barack Obama. And on that day, Joe the plumber was made. Now, he's Joe the politician.
I'm not going up to Washington, D.C. to make friends. I'm going up there to get things done.
New tonight on 13 ABC, imagine you're a passenger on an airplane and the pilot suddenly goes unconscious. Happened to a woman who tried landing a small plane as it flew over mountains and a neighborhood. Listen to this. Well, if you're trying to have a baby, you might not want to drink that cup of coffee in the morning. A new scientific survey shows that when women drink more than 4 cups of coffee a day, their chances of conceiving dropped by 25%. Scientists believe the caffeine in the coffee is reducing muscle activity in the fallopian tubes. That stops the eggs from going from the ovaries to the womb. New at 11 tonight. All right, so you're driving around. You're getting really angry because that guy cut you off or that woman's driving too slow. Well, did you ever think that maybe it's you? A new survey finds that many of us simply do not know the rules of the road. The GMAC insurance study finds that more than 1 in 5 Americans don't really even know enough to actually qualify for a driver's license. The smartest drivers, we're told, are in the state of Kansas. The worst drivers are in Washington, D.C. Ohio came in about 18th. The best drivers overall are in the Midwest. The very worst are in the Northeast. And sorry, ladies, men tested out as better drivers than you.
13 ABC's Bill Hormann tonight with more on what the state and city did to convince Chrysler to expand here in Toledo. Bill?
Lee, there are some who believe that government does not create jobs, but that government can help private industry create jobs. And that really paid off here in Toledo. Today, Chrysler committed itself to Toledo by investing $500 million in upgrading its plant.
Which means that we're going to be adding 1,100 jobs more to this plant.
But that great news doesn't come without some cooperation. For instance, the state of Ohio is providing more than $12 million in tax credits and grants. The governor says the word's getting out that Ohio is now open for business.
You got to give them the help they need to reduce their costs and make this thing worthwhile.
And some of that incentive money will go to work to help train more than 1,000 new workers.
Technology changes all the time, and we have to constantly update our numbers, and there's going to be training money provided to do that.
Toledo offered incentives as well, like tax credits on profits and other assistance. And now the mayor can use Chrysler as an example of what Toledo offers other global companies.
I think that is a huge marketing leveraging point in saying what the type of work quality is inside the city of Toledo when we're trying to bring businesses from across the world here.
And don't forget that federal bailout that revived a company that's now refreshing its business model and creating new jobs.
What we see here is America adjusting to the realities of competition in the global marketplace, and Chrysler Fiat is performing very well.
But if you think government handouts made this deal work, listen to Chrysler's Sergio Marchioni.
You're underestimating the quality of this workforce. These are G people, they're unique.
And soon, there will be 1,100 more of them. Bill Hormann, 13 ABC, Action News.
ABC's Bill Hormann tonight says even though the fact finder deal is dead, the city still needs to make savings. Bill?
Yeah, that's why Lee, the mayor, has asked City Council to impose the concessions that were recommended on the fact finder report. Could save the city $2.5 million. He chose that route over two options. The first option is renegotiation. With yesterday's overwhelming rejection of the fact finder's recommendations, a new agreement could be reached if the two sides started talking again. The city's last and best offer asked for deep concessions from the union, but the mayor could use the slightly better terms from the fact finder as a new starting point. The union told me it is their intent to go to the mayor and see if they can go back to the bargaining table, but they also say the mayor's attitude is very important here. For instance, Mayor Bell could simply impose concessions, which he is now willing to do. By writing legislation council would have to approve, the mayor would force the union to give up what it just rejected. Yesterday, the mayor indicated the fact finder's report works for taxpayers.
As a person who has reviewed that fact finder's report, I'm comfortable with it, so I would have no reason to reject it.
But the anger felt by union members could backfire on the mayor, and that brings up an option for the union. A union strike. A spokesman for Local 7 told us today the union wants to do something to help the city save money, but he said the fact finder report takes too much, too soon, and cuts too deeply into members' pocketbooks, and that imposed concessions could force the union to respond by authorizing a 10-day strike notice. But Councilman and former union president Mike Collins says a strike seems unlikely.
In this financially difficult time, will members of the bargaining unit strike? I would think not.
The union insists a strike is a last resort, but they say it is also on the table. Now, we broke the news of the mayor's move to union leadership this afternoon, late this afternoon. They tell us they are very disappointed that the mayor does not want to go back to the bargaining table. They say this move is going to hurt the community and it's going to hurt members' pocketbooks. They claim it will cost each member $500 a month. Reporting live from union headquarters, Bill Hormann, 13 ABC.